Defoe down the outside the grade. Defoe takes over. It is Defoe that leads the way here. Defoe is just in front though, and Defoe wins the Hardwicke.
Defoe has had 18 races in his life. That's more than any other of the main contenders in the King George, but only 4 of those have come since he's been gelded. And that seems to have relaxed him, chilled him out, and let his true powers come to the fore this season. And the King George is a test of talent, but it's also a test of temperament. And the beauty of Defoe, if we go back to the start of the Hardwicke, is that he does make life easy for Andrea Atzeni and indeed himself. So Defoe comes out of stall 7 in the Hardwicke, but just what happens in and around him at the start. We've got Massar and Nagano Gold. Those two came together, and Massar comes inside Defoe and starts racing freely, lit up by that, but Defoe's totally chilled. And then we need to check out Mirando as well in those blue colours, because these 2 horses potentially put Defoe into a challenging spot. And the phrase is, if you can keep your head while all around are losing theirs, then the King George might be yours. And this is just a true test of the relaxed nature of Defoe that enables him in the finish to serve up powerful performances. Here he is at the back of the field in the Hardwicke, and this is where he starts to power up, to gear up. And again, those 2, Massar and Mirando, just make life difficult for Defoe. He has to be ruthless to get through that gap. We've just gone past the 2 furlong point there. Interesting statistic, sectional statistic from this. 11.7 seconds is the time which Defoe covered 2 out to 1 out in the Hardwicke. That's faster than Blue Point's penultimate furlong in the Diamond Jubilee. Not directly comparable, of course, but just an interesting stat and nugget about the power and the pace of Defoe. And once he's hit the front, he's so polished and professional these days that he's able to hold on and comfortably at that. Now, nobody is saying that a defeat of Nagano Gold and Mirage Dancer is King George winning form. He's got a way to go to match the likes of Enable and Crystal Ocean. But don't forget, this was just the signature of a big statement made in the Coronation Cup at Epsom, a Group 1 breakthrough by Defoe, and one which highlighted those abilities of relaxation and power in the finish. He's now a fully formed horse, and momentum was the PowerPoint play with him. He builds momentum through his races. He's built momentum through the season. And he's also got mentors and pin-up boys, which to some extent show Defoe what he can do when it comes to King George winners. Reference Point won the King George in 1983, and these are the reference points for Defoe, the recent winners, who he shares a similar profile with of sorts. Poet's Word, same age, similar approach into the race. And then we've got another horse, another recent winner, who shares some similarities with Defoe, and that is Postbone, carrying the same colours, which is irrelevant, but ridden by the same jockey, which is very relevant. And the checkered career prior to his breakthrough winning the King George again gives a reference point. And Novelist is perhaps the most significant and comparable one, because he won a Group 1, a Group 2 prior to his 2013 win, and came with the same sort of momentum that Defoe comes to this year's King George with. Therefore, the question with Defoe is he good enough? And the answer is, who knows, because he's in the zone right now. It's a big swing of the bat, it's a low-pressure environment, and he's got the tools and the temperament to play a big part in the King George.